Hey, this is Ryan from Dakota Angler and Outfitter, and we're going to be tying a body glass dip today. This is a Firehole 315, size 16. This fly works down good smaller than you're going to want to tie it, but I fish it a lot locally on like a 16 or 18. You can tie it with a bead also, but we're going to do this one with no bead. I'm using 50 denier brown Semperfli nano silk thread. Start your thread right at the front of the hook. You're going to trim off your excess. We're going to take a piece of Hen's body glass in the half round micro. It's kind of a brown color. They make this stuff in a ton of different colors, but make sure you tie it down with the flat side facing the hook and the round side facing you. Kind of loose wrap it a couple times just to get it cinched down. Then give it a couple good wraps. And then I like kind of stretching it as I wind back here because it'll give you kind of a slimmer body. And bring your thread back up to just a little ahead of 3/4 of the way forward probably. So go ahead and take and wrap this. Sometimes the first wrap is kind of the trickiest with this, and once you get it started it's pretty easy. The $3 dip was always one of my favorite kind of dropper nymphs for pickier fish, but it just never seemed to last very long, and with this body it lasts way longer. So leave yourself about a little more than an eye width probably, or an eye length behind the eye. Tie that down. 2 or 3 wraps. Trim off your excess. And then if you want, you can kind of cover up that little bit of extra we had sticking out there. So bring your thread back up to right where you stop the body. And then on a fly of this size, you'll need a little bit more deer hair than I would use on a smaller one. So I've probably got, maybe 10 strands of deer hair here to tie in. So then I just take, and you can use like Antron for this too, but I found that the deer hair, kind of the natural look seems to work a little better for me. Just tie it down, kind of loose wrap it. Do a couple loose wraps and kind of pull up on it, make sure it's all on top of your hook. Then you can kind of flare it, do one more, and just make sure all that stays up on top of the hook for you. Then you can kind of build yourself a little thread head. You can catch just the very front of that deer hair if you want. Alright, that's looking pretty good. So then you can take and whip finish. And with this gel spun nano silk thread too, this fly is a lot more durable too than it would be with a conventional, just like UTC or Danville thread. Trim off your extra there. And you're going to want maybe 1/3 of the body length is where you'll trim this. Kind of fold it back along the body. And trim it. You kind of want just like a little wing bud there. That exit might be a little long for my liking, but you can go through and shorten it up a little afterwards. You can kind of taper it to the sides too if you like. Taper it from the top. I don't know if the fish are that picky necessarily, but it's kind of a strange looking fly, but it makes a good dropper pattern, especially for kind of pickier tailwater fish. I've done really well with this fly. So tie a few up. Thanks.